Hello, hello. It is Friday, August 29th. I still have been bathing in a lot of grief. And one of my friends who messaged me on Instagram was like, routine actually sometimes doesn't help. And sometimes what you need is actually to break out of your routine. That sounds like an incredible idea because what I've been doing for the last few weeks was actually trying to nail down that routine. Like I've been trying to digitally clean up a lot of things in my life, like Spotify, Notions, email. I feel really stressed out when the things in my life are cluttered physically and digitally. I thought I was doing a pretty good job doing a digital cleanup, but I think what I really needed to do was get out of the studio, pause on making art for a bit, and recenter myself by reminding myself who I am and what my values are. I saw a TikTok, and this is actually what I love TikTok for. Somebody shared that the Lincoln Center was showing the remastered version of In the Mood for Love, and I haven't seen that movie in maybe like 6 years. The first time I discovered Wong Kar-wai in 2000, it must have been like when I was 24 or 23 or something. My mind was absolutely blown away because there's not so often you see a film that exemplifies your aesthetic. You can also understand it. Like I can understand the Cantonese in the film, which made me feel really at home and very comfortable with the film. I also felt really comforted by the culture. I'm not from Hong Kong, but my dad grew up in Hong Kong for a part of his life. Whenever I visit China, we would fly to Hong Kong and stay there for a bit and also visit my grandparents in China from there. So Hong Kong is definitely a home to me in a sort of way. Watching the movie, I was just so blown away because I had never seen Hong Kong being represented like that. I think I also have such a chaotic, whimsical, romantic view of the world because I'm always talking about relationships of all sorts, kissing, what ifs, like I'm always thinking about fantasies and dreams. He really embodied that thinking as well. I set up a date for myself on Wednesday to watch In the Mood for Love. After work, I went home, got dressed up, wore this dress that I've only worn once, and I just felt really beautiful. Took the L train, went to Lincoln Center, bought myself some popcorn, and just let myself not think about anything except for the movie for the entire 90 minutes. It was so nice to feel present with the director and the way that he wanted to showcase his vision. I resonate so much with the film because he uses classical music. He has these characters dressed in such a beautiful and specific style. The way that the movie kind of touched upon a what if and will they, won't they, that is just something I think about so much. The journey to somewhere, but will they ever get to that final place? Not that it's final, but will they ever get together? I read some reviews about the movie and some people were like, oh, I don't really understand the point, so what happens? Do they get together after all? For me, the point of the movie wasn't really actually about the plot. It was more about embodying the mood and the energy of this relationship that stemmed from convenience, that stemmed from curiosity, that stemmed from two people coming from a place of wanting to understand their current situation and not wanting to feel alone. Those two people found each other, built their own relationship, and we got to see that relationship unfold over some time. Wong Kar-wai also has such a good sense of humor. I loved how he brought out comedy in this series through editing, through the quick jump shots, through the dialogue as well. I really just left the theater feeling much more at ease with myself and the way that I live my life, because the point of me being an artist and the point of me sharing my feelings and expressing myself is to show others that there is a possibility of a new way of thinking. You don't have to do the same thing that other people are doing. and you can live and carve your path through life in whatever manner you want it to be, as long as you continue to be true to your authentic self. I particularly resonated with this movie more so just through the energy and the directing of the movie, because he wrote and directed the film entirely, and what he thinks about is also like what I think about. Even that short at the end where the guy is he says that he likes things tidy, but her mouth is covered in cream, and he just decides to kiss her to clean up her mouth. Like, I think that's just my sense of humor and my sense of thinking, because of course, you know, consent, all of that, modern day, etc. But the point of this film and that mini film was to showcase people more just another way of thinking, another way of having romance and living life. And you can see that the movie would deliberately slow at some times, or deliberately even using effects like slow motion, let us pause and really feel these emotions. We were able to be taken into these characters' world and understand a bit of what they were feeling, less with dialogue, but more through the way that we were taken onto this exploration, taken onto this journey in the film. Experiencing art and always witnessing new and old pieces that you've seen before in many stages of your life is always going to help you remind yourself who you are and who you want to be. I remember how I felt when I first watched that movie. I definitely, well, first of all, I saw it on the laptop, but I definitely felt like it was a slower movie. I was not fully enjoying the experience because I definitely was a lot more bored my first time watching the movie, but this time watching it on a big screen, I was pretty much all in. Like, I really understand now this world that he was building and the messages he wanted to convey with this film. It's nice to have these bookmarks in your life to remind yourself where you were back then and where you are now. Now I can really appreciate myself more and my sense of wonder versus back then, even though I'm sure I was still very similar to who I am now. I might have had less of a secure sense of self. I'm going to take myself out more. I want to watch more film. I'm going to continue to take more notes on the things that I like and what I don't like, because this is all just giving me data to understand myself a bit better, and also to develop a better sense of articulating my opinions and my thoughts to others. Continue to see how these opinions change over time, because this is my second watch. I might watch the movie 4 more times and maybe not even like it by then. So it's kind of interesting to see yourself grow and how you evolve with the evolution of your own values and philosophy. Watching the movie also really inspired myself to just live life and talk to people, speak to the people around you. A tool that Wonka Wai uses a lot is that he displays his characters as characters. Sometimes there are characters that are actually playing caricatures of themselves. They are always like whoever they want to be to whoever they meet. And I personally really embody that philosophy a lot, because you're always meeting new people. You're always able to show a new part of yourself to different people. And I resonate with a lot of his films because even though they're kooky and the characters are just like all sorts of different types of people, he really shows that you can really act however you want. You can be whoever you want, and the people who like you and want to be in your life will not only tolerate you but also appreciate that aspect of you. And that's very much something that I embody. I love just kind of having a night out, talking to people, like being the most bold version of myself, but also maybe sometimes I'm like the most quietest version of myself. This film has also reminded me that I just need to step out a bit more. I've like really been in such a cocoon for the last few months, but it was so nice for me to go out by myself, watch something that I've seen before and refresh my own feelings on it. All of it really is getting to know yourself, like dating yourself is what that really is. It was so nice to treat yourself, put on some beautiful clothes, and just have this journey out with yourself. And now I feel like I learned so much more about myself because I can more confidently talk about my opinions of the film. I am getting to know myself better, and therefore I'm more confidently able to talk about myself. When you're critiquing something, you can't just say you don't like this, you don't like that, this can be changed. You need evidence based on why you feel that way. The way that you critique something is based on how you've experienced and lived life, what your philosophies are. Yeah, I just wanted to talk about how I'm like always growing as a person. This is completely in tandem with my growth as an artist. All these things that influence you are absolutely everywhere. And when you go out to seek them, you will learn more about yourself and you will continue to figure out what makes you shine and what dulls you a little bit more.